What's up guys, I'm Phoenix Master 1 and welcome to my unit review series. In the last episode I reviewed Ike and this time I will be reviewing Xander, the 7th Grand Hero Battle unit in the game. In this video I will be telling you guys how good he is and how easy or hard it is to level him up to level 40. We will also take a look at some of his best skill inheritance options and then some teammates who can support him and some counters at the end that you should watch out for when using him. So Xander is the first unit in the game who is on a horse and has got distant counter skill built into his weapon. In my opinion, the combination of these two things makes him the second best sword unit in the game, tying with Ike for that position, and he gives Ike a very tough competition. He is the best Grand Hero battle unit in the game so far. He's actually even better than Zephiel. So we will be taking a look at his level 45 star stats. Like all free units that this game gives you, he has got neutral IVs all across the board. So let's begin. His HP stat is good and that allows him to take hits and survive on the battlefield, and his attack stat is decently high and it's high enough for him to hit fairly hard, so that is good. And his speed stat is his main weakness as he gets doubled by a lot of units in the game. Most of the time this is not a big problem because he's got the bulk to take physical hits. However, his resistance is very poor, and in combination with his bad speed, he gets doubled by a lot of the mages in the metagame. So due to this, mages give him a lot of trouble, but he can kill green mages like Nino and Julia in a single attack after taking a hit from them. He has got the same defense stat as Hector, who is an armored unit, and this is one of Xander's biggest strengths. Due to his signature weapon, his massive movement and his reliable bulk, he can function as a great enemy phase unit and bait and kill opponents. He actually has the third highest defense stat in the game for a sword unit after Drog and Zephiel, who are armored units, and they have very bad movement which Xander does not have. His raw rating is 154, which is 3 to 4 points lower compared to the common infantry sword units. His signature weapon is Siegfried, and just like Ryoma's Raijinto and Ike's Ragnall, this weapon has got distant counter skill built into it, so he can counter attack melee and ranged opponents. His slot A passive skill is Armored Blow, which allows him to take even less damage on the physical side when he initiates an attack. It is a good skill, but his defense stat is already pretty high, and there are way better skills that can help Xander a lot more compared to Armored Blow in my opinion. His slot C passive skill is Spur Defense, which is a very situational skill and requires a lot of commitment to use, so something like Fortified Defense would have made him a better unit out of the box. His special is Blazing Light, which is a 5-turn cooldown area and effect move, and this takes way too long to charge, and unfortunately it does not give him the consistent damage output that he desperately requires to get the kills. Also, none of his passive skills can be maxed out at 4-star rarity, which is very strange as every unit in the game has got at least one passive skill that reaches level 3 at 4-star rarity, so it's definitely very weird. Overall, he's an amazing unit, and even though he might not have the best default skills out of the box, he is still a very good unit because of his bulk and his signature weapon Siegfried, and he becomes an enemy phase monster after skill inheritance mechanic. He's definitely worthy of upgrading to 5-star because then he's able to get his signature weapon Siegfried, and he is a very solid unit for any team's red slot. He has got massive movement, which is something Ike and Ryoma do not have, and he is a great free to play option. There hasn't been a better Grand Hero battle unit than Xander to upgrade to 5-star. He's also a very solid unit for a Horse Emblem team's red slot because after Hone Cavalry and Fortify Cavalry boost, he becomes a wall who's able to bait and kill a lot of units such as Julia, who trouble blue horse units like Reinhardt on Horse Emblem teams. So because of availability of Xander, Horse Emblem teams are a bit more easier to make because you get Xander and Cecilia for free and all you need is luck to pull a Reinhardt. Horse Emblem is the best offensive and defensive team in the game, so Xander makes it much easier for free-to-play players to achieve that, which is really good. As for leveling him up, he's gonna be easy to level up like any other unit who has got distant counter skill built into their weapon. However, Xander will fail to finish off a lot of opponents due to his poor speed, so a Dancer definitely helps him with finishing off weakened opponents, and it is recommended to raise a 3-star Xander to 5 stars so that he earns a lot more SP, and that allows you to build him much more easily. Now let's move on to his best skill inheritance options. He has got 2 sets. This first set capitalizes on Xander's bulk and his strength of being a great enemy phase unit, and this is going to be his standard set. So for his slot A, you want to run either Attack plus 3 or Fury. Attack plus 3 is a cheap, easy to get option from a 4-star Chershi or Gordon, and it is much more consistent, while Fury from a 4-star Hinata gives him better defensive power, but at times Fury might knock him out of the quick riposte range. And here is his matchup chart with Attack plus 3 versus Fury. The difference is marginal, but because of the defensive power from Fury, his losses get reduced, but his longevity also get reduced due to the damage he's going to be taking with Fury. So it's up to your preference and the availability of the units that you want to sacrifice. For slot B, you always want to run Quick Riposte from a Klein or Tsubaki. You can even run Quick Riposte 2 as the difference is marginal between Quick Riposte 3 and 2. I do not recommend running Vantage at all because with Quick Riposte, he's able to win way more matchups compared to Vantage, and Quick Riposte also allows him to double units in the enemy phase, something which Vantage does not let him do, and Quick Riposte pretty much enhances Xander's biggest strength, which is to bait and kill units, and even with a Horse Emblem team's stat boost, Quick Riposte is the superior option. I also wouldn't recommend you to run Sword Breaker because in this metagame, a lot of the sword units run Sword Breaker themselves and they are a lot faster compared to Xander, so they will be cancelling Xander's Sword Breaker and then proceed to double him anyways, making his Sword Breaker skill useless, so that's why Quick Riposte is better. For his slot C, if you're going to be using him outside a Horse Emblem team, go with Threatened Defense as it is a good option and it lets him kill more units and win more matchups after the debuff. And if you're using him on a Horse Emblem team, then you of course want to go with either Honed Cavalry or Fortified Cavalry skill. For his special, you might think that Bonfire is the best option, but actually, Moonbow wins him more matchups than Bonfire, as you can see. Both are viable options, but if you want to win more matchups, then go with Moonbow, and if you want to have explosive additional damage output, then go with Bonfire. Reposition is an ultimate assist skill, and Swap also suits a frontline unit like Xander's, so both are very good options. Both skills can be used offensively and defensively. For his Sacred Seal, you want to give him Attack plus 1, which lets him win a lot more matchups, and the max SP cost of this build if you go with Fury and Quick Riposte 3 is 2355, and the lowest SP cost of this build if you go with Attack plus 3 and Quick Riposte 2 is 1785. So this was his first skill set, and the next skill set for him is a bit less standard and it is a player phase set, and once again it utilizes Xander's bulk. So for slot A, you want to go with Deathblow from a 4-star Klein to maximize his damage output, and even Deathblow 2 will work from a 4-star Effie or a 4-star Hawkeye if you do not have a 4-star Klein. And then for his slot B, you want to run Brash Assault, and this is a great skill on a unit like Xander who has got good attack and bulk, so he can abuse the skill and double attack other melee units. Xander, even at 50% HP, can survive a lot of physical hits from other units and then use his Brash Assault. For his slot C, you want to go with Threatened Defense, and it is the best slot C skill for him with this set, and it lets him hit much harder after the debuff. Even on this set, Moonbow lets him get more kills, and the main point of the set is to get more 1-round KOs, so that's why you can go with it. And Reciprocal Aid is his assist skill, using which he can fall into his Brash Assault range, and he can also serve a role of a passive healer. For his Sacred Seal, you want to go with Attack plus 1, and this is his matchup chart with this set. It's not really too bad, and obviously it's inferior to his first set, but hey, it's still an option. and the total cost of this build is 2250 SP. So those were Xander's best skill inheritance options. Now let's move on to the best teammates for him who can support him. With Xander, you always want to run magic checks because mages are his biggest weakness, and that's why Julia and Kagero are fantastic teammates with Xander. Xander can one round KO every sword unit in the game with his quick riposte set, other than Ike, Zephiel and Eldigan, who trouble green units, and strong green units can take out blue units for him in return. So strong green units are very good with him. Horse units with Honed Cavalry and Fortified Cavalry boost make Xander a much more threatening wall, and passive healers with Ardent Sacrifice, Breath of Life and Reciprocal Aid help Xander stay healthy and allow him to stay in his quick riposte range. His counters are strong lance users who often run Sword Breaker, and brave lance users like Effie and Cordelia who can easily one round KO Xander without taking any kind of damage back. Strong mages who can outspeed him also destroy him quite easily, and Blade Tome users like Nino who are in the Desperation range can also one round KO Xander. So watch out for these units when using him, and that is pretty much gonna conclude my unit review of Xander. If you enjoyed, please be sure to leave a like, it is much appreciated, and share this video with your friends who want to use Xander. And with that being said, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.